Good morning. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Holy crap. Okay. How y'all doing? Okay, so we're going to be getting back into our hardcore playthrough here. Got a couple of things that have to be done. You got the mining vessel. We got level 10 we gotta get to first. We've got a farm we gotta get up and running. Once we get to level 10, we have we gotta get the dart made. So we can get up to space. Gotta get my defenses pretty much finished off. We gotta get our fuel issues taken care of. We got all this needing to be made. Let's stay on top of our fuel. Imperial transmission. It's gonna be interesting to have to get used to. You know, 500 fuel. All of our turrets. It's up to 15. On devices, cannon, predators, hover vehicles. Okay. Okay, so that's the other side, so we need to make cannon. Gotta make bullets for it. But for those of you who are either new or have been playing for a while, how this works is I've got two crates. I got this one and the other. This is where all the materials go in. This is where they come out. And pretty much you're able to, from a drop-down list, choose where it goes. Right now I have it set up to where the food processor pulls from the fridge and then deposits into. So pretty much you don't have to, you don't have to move your materials around as much. You just select it from a drop-down list where your input is and where your output is. So in theory, you could have one container at a docking area where you drop all your ore into. Then you go to a constructor that could be on the opposite side of your vehicle or base that turns all those ores into ingots and deposit it into a completely separate container. And then you have another constructor that pulls from that container with all the ingots and makes finished product. So it's literally a lot less running around. Makes things a lot easier. Nope. Both cannons are set up and ready to go. Just need to make a minigun. The side. Okay. Minigun. Factory. 56, 44, 36. Oh. I get 50 of each. Fine. Okay, grab that. Okay. Do this. Okay. Direction on the minigun. And put this over to the cannon. There we go. Put it a little offset. Okay, and we just need to get fuel for that. It's about to be nighttime, so there's a glitch currently right now with the constructors. So I have to make sure the portable constructors, they have a glitch to where if they're making fuel, if you still have them making fuel while you're sleeping, it will error out when you after you slept and wake up. You know, the constructors will all of a sudden just freak out on you. So I'm gonna have to so when I go to sleep, I gotta turn these off. Go. This and one. minigun bullets. 15mm. Yeah, 3. Make 3. Yeah, 300 is good. This will slightly keep me protected on most sides. I'm pretty good. I'm gonna need a Gatling gun for the speeder. They look like I have. I gotta get that thing here. Might be on the miscellaneous. Lock. Photo box. We'll need here. Small ammo box. That. This on my minigun. Make sure that it's configured before I put the bullets in. No predators. Generators. Yep. All go. Okay, so we now have most of our base pretty much covered. We got 2 turrets on one side, 2 turrets on the other. But right now I'm just trying to get my defenses up because I don't know when I'm going to get attacked. I might actually put the sentry turret ones up also. Probably one over here and one over there. Just to kind of make sure that things are all defended. Because I want as much overlapping cones, areas of fire as I can, so that one side doesn't have one gun defending it. Yes, 100% good. There. Currently being worked on. We're going to put that onto the speeder. It's not on there by default because so that I can get my hands on it sooner rather than later. But now that got our base established, we need the speeder sooner before the gun. Go into here. Place you there. Okay, you're done. Off. And we do this. Go right over there. Okay. That's now taken care of. Make a couple more bullets. I'm gonna put those into the speeder, so we'll have 500 rounds. There's enough to defend us if we need to. We're doing shotgun shells 75, we're good. Power constructor, no. Turn you on real quick. Make that. And we're gonna probably make a trip out to try and find ways of getting XP. Probably gonna go into Xerox territory. We're already unfriendly with them. And see if indeed unfriendly just means they won't attack me, but they will not like me being around them. You're gonna have to go and track down some food. Got some food while I was out and about. How about that? Food right to the doorstep. Manage. There we go. I like keeping my turrets at 20% fuel. Or 2%. That way, should I get attacked, they'll be powered. Yep, okay. We're now getting attacked. Okay. Here we go. Our defenses are up, so the cannons should take care of the drones on the ground immediately. Let's see where they're coming from this time. This is the first attack we've gotten this run. Now our base is pretty much like early game base, so it doesn't have a lot of armor. How goes our hardcore experimental? We are getting attacked for the very first time. Right now. I don't know where it's coming from. Luckily, we've already gotten our defenses up and running. So we've got a minigun, a cannon on both sides of the base. And they are set up in such a fashion to where at least 2 turrets will be able to fire upon any direction. I don't have sentry guns up, the smaller sentry guns up yet, but I'm anxious to see if this is enough. A minigun and a cannon. The miniguns are primarily made for ground troops, if there are any ground troops, and the cannons are primarily for things that are flying. But we got the warning saying that drones are on their way. I don't know from which direction they're coming from. They might be coming from this direction. That's where the Xerox territory is. So this is my first. This direction, over in this direction, is where I think they're going to be coming from. Also, we won't know where they're from the minimap, because apparently drones don't show up on the minimap as red dots anymore. The downside is that the turrets in this atmosphere only can only shoot up to a little over 200 meters away. So, unfortunately, our guns are only going to start firing until it's like right on top of us. Keep an eye out. Keeping an eye out. Yeah, as soon as we got our defenses up, then we got the attack warning. Here. Devices. I'm gonna go into my blueprints here. See if I can get, yep, I can get light armor now. Get that. Also gonna get a sniper rifle in case there's ground troops. That's while we're waiting. Okay, I'm probably gonna get the assault rifle. Get the assault rifle. And I could get some bullets off of that too. Come on. There we go. 4 of those. Not seen anything yet. Might take a while for them to get here. This waiting's making me nervous. Because I don't know if they're going to be like miniguns or they're going to be rocket launchers. I hope they're not rocket launchers. That'd be horrible. This is our starter base, so it doesn't have a lot of armor to it. I was listening yesterday when you were trying out weapons. Pulse rifle is the same sound effects from Aliens. Yeah, it is. Sounds very weak. It does sound retro. It's retro as hell, but it doesn't have a lot of meat to it. It doesn't feel strong. It doesn't feel like a strong weapon. Yeah. While the assault rifle just sounds good. I think it may be suppressed. Nice. Okay, we got attacked. Well, they're very low to the ground. Sweet. Okay, we got attacked. We're defended. Sweet. Go check out our spoils then. Doesn't seem to have any ground troops. Minigun bullets, cobalt alloy, nice. Okay, Xerax, basic attack drone, small. Arc oil, minigun drone, Xerax. Level 1. So that was a level 1 and that was a level 1. So 2 level 1 base attack drones we got attacked by. And that's just the beginning. Just grab meat. Okay. First attack, we've survived. Check the structures a little bit. Any damage? Did you get attacked? Nope. No damage on this one. And this one would have been attacked. It's still got 20 power on it. How many rounds did my minigun have to use? Okay, it pulled everything from here. So go jump on top of here. Okay. 290, so 292. So it had 300 rounds, so you only used 8 rounds. That's pretty good. And this fired probably about 4 times, probably. Yeah. Yeah, fired a couple times. Not too bad. How much power does it have? 13 still. Okay. Good. Good. All is good. Did you end up starting a new world or load an old save? New world. I wanted to start. One, we died. I died to plasma rounds to the face. So we went to the moon and we found a cobalt. Found a cobalt vein. We couldn't find ourselves an EVA, so we couldn't just grab the asteroid that was floating out in space. So we went to the moon, where it was a little warmer, -92, but warmer. And I went to go and start mining a cobalt vein, and I thought I was far enough away from a point of interest when it open fired on me. And I was outside of my ship, and there was nothing I could do, and kaboom, I died. So I just decided to spend the rest of that stream playing around with 9.0. I went and moved over to the experimental version, which is where the 9.0 update is. So that's what we're on right now. That's why I'm calling this kind of like hardcore experimental. And we're just right now. I'm just kind of going through the motions. I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed any of my designs with the new update. I'm just seeing what works and what doesn't work, and seeing which one of my stuff needs to be changed and what doesn't need to be changed. And right now, our turrets don't seem to be needing a change at all. My turrets are working out just as I intended them to. So this is working out just fine. The base, it's still up for debate if it needs to be changed. We made a new base before the update, and it's working out just fine. We got a lot of room in here. Food. That's. Take those. We're gonna have to do this. Top all this off. Minigun rounds I'll put in here. I put the bullets into the speeder. But yeah, they've changed how the crafting mechanic works in the game. How the crafting worked before is that each and every constructor had their own inventory. Love the new assault rifles; they look awesome. Okay, they had their own inventory. Now, you select a cargo box from the base or the capital ship or what have you. You choose an input and you choose an output, and the input and the output can be the same container if you want to. That's why I have with the food processor. It pulls and deposits into this. Same with a constructor. You can have it pull and deposit into the same one, or to a separate one. Which means what you can have is a designated in your base. You can have a designated hangar where all your ores go into one container, you have a constructor that pulls from that container in your hangar, and then pulls from it, makes ingots, and then deposits it into another container, which you can have another constructor that pulls from that container, and then makes their product, and then deposits it somewhere else. Any idea of max distance? As long as it's connected to the same base, so the same control block, the distance doesn't matter. It could be from one side of the base to the other. Doesn't matter. There is a thing called wireless connection. So if I go away from my base and then I come back, you'll see this little. You can do material transmissions. From what I understand about this is you can do something like this. I think it's like access. I think you can do this. So you can you hit P, you access your base, and then you do this, and it changes the the bar on the bottom here. And it gives you this little icon that says, that looks like three dots connected by a line. And it shows you the name of GM Small Base Fridge 1. And if I were to guess, I'm thinking you could probably do something like this, maybe. Currently outside of transmission range. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure how that works. We're going to have to experiment with it. Part of me wants to say that, you know, it's a... it might be able to, you know, transfer material from one base structure to another, or from a base structure to a vehicle. I'm not quite sure, though. Because there's this new object in the game. I think it's a miscellaneous. Yeah, wireless connection. Wireless connection. I'm not exactly sure 100% what that means. I'm gonna have to make a couple of them and start playing around with it. I don't know if it increases the range at which I'm able to wirelessly connect, but hey, make one. Let's make one, see what happens. Apparently these wireless connections can be attached to multiple... Make two. Can be attached to multiple things. So it can be attached to bases, capital ships, small vehicles, and hovercraft. So I'll make I'll make two of these and play around with it. See how it works. I'll attach one to the base, and I'll attach another to the hover vehicle and see what happens. If it can be done to where you can have it to where you can have your inventory from your harvester directly connected to your base, that'd be awesome. Anything to make inventory management easier. Yeah. Turn you off. Okay, so grab you. I'm gonna put you onto the base somewhere. Let's put it somewhere where it makes the most amount of sense. That wireless connector. Okay, you can't interact with it. Okay, so we also have a CPU. You can see right here. This is CPU. Don't know what that means. Apparently, we have a limited amount of it. Constructor. Power left. Warp drive, no. Battery, 0. Fuel. Devices. Here, wireless connection. It's currently active. Max range 100 meters. So I'm thinking we haven't lost connection yet. Okay, so it increases how far, and as soon as we get to 100 meters, should lose connection. Yep, and then we go forward. Now we're like, okay, it just increases the range at which you can access. Yeah, so if we're here, we hit P. No. So okay. Huh. That's 100 meters. It can. So, how's that work? Perhaps just access your inventory at range. Yeah. Because I've tried like wirelessly connecting to here. So if I wirelessly connect to this one, it changes my hot bar. And then what I've tried to do is I've tried to add things to the hotbar, like projectile rounds. And it doesn't show up in here. I'm currently connected to this thing. It's not like the minigun rounds show up on the onto the bar at all. Huh. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. So if I connect this, what I did is I put the projectile rounds into the inventory, and then I lost connection, and it immediately deposited it into here. It doesn't go away, but as soon as you connect to it again, it doesn't pull it back into here. Okay. I could see that being useful for if I'm out around my base and I'm gathering up food. I could be connected to my fridge, drop those in. Okay, we're getting attacked again. Drop those into my fridge by doing that. And then if I get too far away, it just deposits it. Only way to lose connection to my base would be having to come back here anyway and then disconnecting to have that happen. There's no like auto feature where it, you know, that bar is just auto deposits it into the container you're connected to. Yeah, we're getting attacked again. Last time we got attacked from that direction, so see which direction we're getting attacked from. And while that's happening, I'm going to put a wireless connection on here. Ow! I got a broken leg. Ouch. Yeah, I gotta figure out, what do I need? Broken leg. Okay, I need plant. I need plant fibers, plant protein. And I need to do that soon. Yeah, probably. Probably just access your inventory at range. Okay, I need to get plant fibers. I need to do this soon before my okay, we can barely jump. Gotcha. Grab plant fibers, plant protein. Yeah. Got a broken leg? Just jump. That sounds like a great idea. Okay, so just by moving, we're losing stamina. Waiting for bandage to finish here. Bandages take a long time to make. Granted, we haven't been doing much of anything. When it comes to gathering materials, which we should probably start doing. I need to get a farm up and running also. If you like, yeah, you can aim down sights now. Actually have hard sights too. Nice. Come on, finish. So they've increased the well, they've decreased the height that you can drop from. That's a problem. The problem that you can deal with. Put this on here. Right over here. Now it's got a wireless connection. So I should have like 2 wireless connections all the way up till 100 meters away. One thing I wish that these wireless connections could do is you could have them be connected to each other, where you know, the inventories of a vehicle can be interconnected with the inventories of a base. Maybe I'm just asking for too much. Wait for that attack to happen. Okay, let's take care of the fair care of food. Let's get ourselves a bunch of plant fibers and all that. Oh. And then stock up on bandages. Yeah, stock up on bandages and food. Okay. We got attacked by 1. Okay. This. Going over here. Another drone. 2 drones. Okay, we got a total of 3 drones. Approaching here. We got attacked by 3 drones in total. Got some fuel, nice. That'll help with the keeping the turrets up and running. And a lot of miniguns. Wish it would drop like something other than miniguns. You plant fibers, protein. Game froze. Okay, there we go. So far, so good. Our defenses have pretty much been keeping us safe with what we've been attacked by so far. Now, it's slowly increasing the amount of things that are being thrown at us. So I'm definitely gonna have to start getting myself more material here. Start loading myself up for the eventual armies that will be sent in my direction. That and that. Drop this here. The bullets. May have to start actually getting a minigun because of all the bullets I have. Plus, they have changed the minigun, so it actually is pretty cool. Got like flame and all that. I need a farm. I need to not put this off any further. I really, really, really need to get a farm up and running sooner rather than later. Probably a vegetable farm. We don't exactly need plastic. Mostly because we don't need a plastic farm. We need a vegetable farm for food. So let's see here. Let's look at what we have right now. Currently have 86, 76. Probably don't have enough for hit the right button. Probably don't have enough to be able to make a farm yet. Game froze. I was trying to load the system map. There we go. Oh wow. A lot of connections we can go to. That's cool. Farm. Small farm. Farm small. Here we go. Factory. We got the stone dust. We need 240 iron ingots, which we don't have. And we need 176 total. So 150 silicon ingots, which we also don't have. I still wish they would improve the rate at which we can eat, because that's extremely slow. Not unbearably slow, but irritatingly slow. Check all of our turrets before we leave. Manage. Get these all up to 18 so that they're still functional. Oh. Gotta go and make a trip over to get fuel. Well, I mean, get iron ingots and all that. Nope. Copper ingots. Iron. Over here. Go get iron first, actually. Because it's further away. I don't want to be near my base and have it be attacked while I'm gone. Come on. around. Anything that might attack me. Okay, we're good. This. Load. Double checking. Grab as much as we can. Copper and iron is currently something we need, and we need silicon in order to make it, in order to make the farm. We also need a bunch of iron to be able to make a bunch of bullets too. So far, our base is being attacked steadily. Every single wave seems to have one extra drone attacking. We haven't gotten ground troops yet. So 2 attacks in, we get a total of 2 attacks in, we get up to 3 turrets. Well, 3 drones. And our defenses is enough to hold it at, to hold them back. Good. I just need to figure out how many attacks, you know, how many attacks can I survive through before my base starts getting damage and my defenses can't take anymore at early game with my early game equipment. Because I'm quite sure there's going to be a point of critical mass where the number of troops and drones that are being thrown at me is not enough for my early game setup. But they also attack twice from one direction, so I haven't gotten any attacks from any other direction quite yet. If the next time I get attacked, it's up to 4, and they start getting a lot closer. And I'm probably gonna have to add another cannon to each. Well, probably gonna add a cannon onto the left and right of the base, onto the base, so that we have a that I have a complete circle around the base. A circle of defenses. we are gonna have to do some exploring too today. Mostly so that I can figure out if this 3 days ago can't stop playing. Yeah, I hear you. The game is, for me, I usually play just strictly hardcore survival games, so I wasn't expecting this sandbox game to grab me as much as it has. But it's like the only sandbox game that has, you know, anywhere close to as much survival mechanics as this game has, and still be a sandbox, you know, build a base, build a vehicle game. Because I've played Minecraft and I got easily bored of it, mostly because it, you know, all you have to do is make a house with a farm and you pretty much are, you've got the game beat. You're invincible pretty much. And the fact that they've updated it to where now you get attacked, you're going to be attacked by armies, means that I have to be careful about my defenses, making sure that I have enough turrets in all directions. We're up to nearly 500 ingots. Oh, game's lagging. That's a second here. Froze everything. Wait for it. There we go. Oh, lagging again. I started building underground. Yeah, when it comes to building underground bases, it's a chore. It's definitely easy to defend, especially with the new AI drone attacks. But it also has the problem of having to dig it out. So I've tried making underground bases, and it works. It's just time consuming. I'd gladly take a drill that doesn't drop any resources if it would allow me to just dig faster. Which reminds me that I'm gonna have to redesign my mid-game and end-game bases. Took me 3 hours to make it big enough to fit the HB. Yeah, process. Because right now my mid-game base is half underground, so only one side of it is above ground, and the late game base is completely underground, except for it's like Stargate SG-1, you know, underground bunker style. But that one, like, pretty much took an entire stream, and it wasn't even close to being completely excavated, so. But once you get it finished, though, you got a base that's pretty well defended. I gotta do some exploration to figure out if the Talon, or what do you call them, the neutral party on the planet here, the villagers, are worth staying neutral with. I mean, I didn't see any trade people when I was there. I don't think they really, there doesn't seem to be a benefit to being friendly with them. At least not quite yet. But yeah, I've got like 300 hours, nearly 400 hours actually, currently in this game. Not as much as some people. I've got people who watch this channel who have like thousands of hours in this game. Loot and shoot, right? Yeah, exactly. Ah, thank you for the follow, Dr. Fuse. $40 in 3 days. 40 hours in 3 days. Nice. How much do we have? 40%? Wow, we only went through 20% of this vein. That's not bad, actually. But yeah, because I've been playing for like 400 hours, I've gotten to the point where I'm giving myself extra rules that you normally the game doesn't have, in order to make the game a little bit more interesting and difficult for myself. One of the major rules is that I'm playing with a hardcore rule set. So if I die even once, no matter how far into the game I've gotten, no matter what I have, I delete the save. And two, I have made it to where I'm only allowed to use blueprints when it comes to spawning in new bases and new vehicles. Normally what you do is you just place a starter block. You place a starter block and then start building a base or a vehicle, what have you. I'm only allowing myself the ability to do that through blueprints. So I have to design something in creative and then bring it in, gather the materials to build it, and then use the blueprint function to spawn it in. So I have to get myself the number of iron ingots, the number of silicon ingots, the number of stone dust, all that stuff, and then place it RTS style. So my base is basically a bunch of separate bases kind of together. Same with my vehicles, my capital ships, my hover vehicles, all that stuff. I am allowed to adapt them, so I'm allowed to add blocks and subtract blocks to it, but it has to remain primarily what I've designed. Other rules I've given myself: I'm not allowed to make a SV until I hit level 10, and I'm not allowed to make a capital ship until I hit level 15. Which means it forces me to be on the planet longer, which means I have to have a base that's well defended from drone attacks. But that's pretty much what I've given myself, and normally you don't have to do that when you're playing this game. Normally it's just whatever the easiest and fastest way is usually the best way in this game. But I do that just to make the game more difficult for myself, which means my playthroughs are a lot longer. I don't get the late game so fast because I've already done that. I've already gotten to late game in other playthroughs. Plus, I have this like giant capital ship that I've made for myself for endgame, which is basically like a mobile forward base that has maximum number of turrets and weapons that you're allowed on a capital ship. Got 2 artillery guns. It's got 4 missile launcher turrets. It's got 6 cannons, 4 miniguns, 10 sentry turrets. It's got, I think it's like 4 or 6. I think it's like 4 plasma cannons and 6 laser turrets, plus the forward-facing rocket launchers and pulse laser cannons. It's an assault cruiser. That's really what it is. It's geared to the teeth, and it's designed to take punishment from a point of interest in single player. It's not designed for multiplayer, just single player. The design philosophies for single player and multiplayer are completely different. And eventually here I'm going to design some vehicles and bases that are designed for multiplayer so that I can see if I can make something that looks nice but also can survive encounters with other players. Which right now, most of the ships that are for PvP are just floating bricks. They're just floating. They're just like mostly. They're mostly structure blocks and guns. That's pretty much it. Which I have a couple of ships that could be strong contenders. Cannot fire anymore. Okay. Trap base, right? Yeah. I could make a couple of trap bases. That would be fun. Okay. We need to find ourselves a silicon deposit. But this is my speeder. This is my very first early game vehicle. It's just meant to be a fast means of transportation. That's it. This thing is supposed to haul ass, and its top speed is 40 meters per second, which is the fastest you can go in the game right now. It's as fast as the SV is in the air. But the downside is that it only hovers like 1.5 meters off the ground, so it can easily hit rocks and all that. The minigun doesn't come on this thing by default. The minigun I attach on later so that I can get this thing earlier. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of lag here. Discovered point of interest. Kalon Bazaar. Wait, what? Where's the bazaar? Where's this bazaar? Bazaar. Level 3. Okay, I gotta go check this out. Is this a place where I can buy stuff? Can I buy and sell stuff here? I think I might have found a reason to keep them friendly. I'll check. This is new. I've never seen this before. Two-turreted minis on my HP. Hey guys, how you doing? What you got? You got any trading people? People I can trade with? No? Ooh, trader talent. Can I trade with you? Oh, your reputation is too bad with them to trade. Okay. So I have to be friendly. So change it to unfriendly if I do that. Okay. Okay, so there is trading people I would get. Gotcha. Okay. So I have a reason to want to be friendly with them. I'm not going to steal from them quite yet until I know my options. And I didn't know about this before, so that's good. I don't know what they sell, though. I'm going to have to probably figure out a way to increase my reputation with them and see what they're carrying and see if it's worth it to make them friends. 20% ore. Got a small deposit right there. Let's waypoint it. Get something to eat here soon. Normally, before the update, I used these Talon guys as a means of gain tons of XP really quick. But now that we have reputations to worry about, having it to where I don't make unnecessary enemies. Okay. Seems to be the only problem is the spiders here. Gotcha. RP with the talons went up. Okay, so if I kill spiders or hostiles or predators inside their territory, I get RP for this. Ah. And I got 600 XP for killing these things. Actually pretty good. Apparently my weight is a problem, but they haven't turned on weight restrictions by default, but they're eventually going to add it. So having a early game hovercraft, having your early game hovercraft is going to be useful, because then you can just carry what you can't carry immediately. Oh god. Reloading. Okay, they're a lot easier to manage. They're very easy to manage now. Before, they would just swarm you. They wouldn't run away like they do when they get hit. They are very easy to manage now. You just shoot them and they like scatter, and then they come at you one at a time, which is great. Hi. In 600 XP per spider. That's just ridiculous. Normally you only get like 100 XP or maybe 200, but 600? Unheard of. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have to replace our... Shoot. Yeah. We have to head back anyway. Okay, that's cool. I can essentially go bounty hunting. That's awesome. I can go bounty hunting in Talon territory to gain XP. That's actually really, really good. The spiders are everywhere. Hostile creatures like that are just everywhere, and 600 apiece is great. Before, you know, killing one of the Talon villagers, you got like over 1,000 XP. So just 2 spiders is more than enough. Plus you get food out of it at the same time. I'm caught on something. We're making friends. We're making friends. Okay, that's good. Good, it's good, it's good. Our base. That's our harvester. We have a we also have another vehicle like this. That's a level 10 vehicle, and it's got 4 drills on it. And we use that to mine out the deposits. As soon as we get to level 10, that's like the very first vehicle we make when we get to level 10. Allows us to be able to just quickly make our endgame vehicles. Let's grab that. Okay, we need to start making dust so that we can make the make that so that we can make all of the what do you call it? Word sentences. So we can make the farm plots that are required for the farm. Grab you. I need you for this. We'll make... Okay, we don't have enough stone for stone dust right now. We're going to drop all this in here. Okay, purified water. So we're going to have to set up a... water generator. We need a couple of those. That's being made. Eat that. Get our food up to full here. Yeah. But yeah, to make farm plots, we need to first make nutrient solution, and that requires spoiled food, stone dust, and water. And one of the only ways to get water, well, there's two ways to get water. One is with a survival generator, which is this water to water/O2 condenser. It used to be called an emergency generator, but use that and it creates small little O2 canisters for oxygen, and it makes water. It makes purified water. The other option is, which gives you just purely water, is a water generator, and you put that into like a lake or a puddle, and what it does is it creates crates of water, and the crates of water can be turned into purified water. That's what we need to get our hands on. We need to get our hands on a bunch of crates of water here. We can start making our farm. The longer we stay here, the higher the chances that we're going to get attacked again. Max our food a bit. And what we're going to do first is, once we get the farm up and running, we're going to do a vegetable farm. So we're going to go to the swamp, we're going to get a bunch of vegetables, and we're going to make sprouts. Let's go and get ourselves... Oh, drill. Our drill is broken. We need a drill. The drill is broken, we need a new drill. Drop this thing off. Make ourselves a drill, please. We have a handheld detector? We do not. So let's make that. We also need to research ore scanner. We're gonna need that once we get up to the tier 2 ores. This farm YouTube for veggies. Yeah, no. Funny. Just need to get ourselves some vegetables. I'm sad that they took out the well-fed buff. There used to be a well-fed buff to where the amount of, if you have your food maxed out for a certain period of time, you'd passively regen health. They took that out. At least it seems like they took that out. I've been overfeeding myself in order to get that well-fed buff to heal myself a little bit, but apparently no. Okay, so our generator, you and drill. Nice. We're waiting on you now. You back here. Reload, so we can go and get the silicon over there. Okay, check. We got 52 bullets for a shotgun. Good. More of this. Probably gonna, yeah, we're gonna go and grab ourselves a bunch of wood. This is an awesome little vehicle, to be honest. Little thing is just pretty sweet. This little fast harvesting vehicle, because we have two of them stacked up on top of each other, it just speeds up the harvesting speed. I think I'm still getting a tiny bit of health from it. Are you on 9.0 experimental, or are you on 8.7 still? Because chances are you're probably still on 8.7. Not much though. 5 to 10 HP. Yeah, it's not much, but some bit of passive regen. Yeah, because currently right now I'm on the experimental build, which is currently at version 9.0. 8.7? Yeah. They haven't implemented a lot of these changes that I'm playing with into the new game. I just recently, on the experimental build, this update recently came out. And this is where the game is being, they're testing things out, and I don't know how long until they start implementing some of this stuff into the main build. I am liking the attacking feature so far, the base attack feature. I hope they do transfer that over. This real quick. Yeah. Got that. Put here. Put here. Here. And then biofuel. But a lot of what I'm doing is very similar to what you would be doing in 8.7. It's just the number of turrets that I have. In 8.7, the number of turrets that you need is just one cannon. That's all you need. Just one cannon on top of your base, and it will defend you from any drone attack. These drone attacks. I've currently got way more than you would ever need in a single player game on 8.7. But the longer I stay at my base, the more drones they're throwing at me. Probably gonna be a while till they show up. They seem to be very, very slow. Sector. Okay. I'm gonna need to make a couple of these and a couple of these. There we go. I need to rearm my turrets. They've been firing a couple of times, so I'm just gonna be preemptive and make sure that they don't run out of bullets. Because it's a pretty steady rate at which they attack me. And they're just slightly more of them every single time. Okay. A ton of ore. We need to go and get a ton of silicon. Yeah. Really would like a tier 2 assault rifle so that I can scope in and see them from a distance. Okay, so they attacked from that small wreckage last time. Where are they going to show up this time? Here's hoping that the random direction is actually working. which way are you going to be coming from? Tis the question. Yeah. Now, normally what you could do if your base gets attacked like this is you could just leave. Get in your HV, get in your SV, get in your capital ship, and just take off. And as soon as you are like around like 2 kilometers away from your base, it unloads your base. So your base technically isn't there anymore, and the base attack won't happen. It will just wait until you come back, and then it will attack. But I'm just testing to see if they indeed are going to be attacking from different directions. And so far, 2 for 2 has been in that same direction. So I'm hoping that this time it will show up over here maybe, or over there, or back over there. Not just the same direction again. And if they are going to attack from the same direction, I want them to attack from the same direction, like from a hostile territory, like over here. Right, so I'm going to check. Okay, we're currently going up, down. But for those who are like seeing my setup and wondering why I have my turrets as separate bases, the reason I have them as separate bases is because if you have a turret, like let's say you have a sentry turret and it's working overtime, it will actually drain your base of power. Or in the case of what I'm doing right now, I'm running that constructor pretty much nonstop. I'm rarely turning it off because I'm constantly building things. What will happen is that constructor or that turret will drain your base of power if you're not staying on top of it, like you get distracted or something like that. And if you have everything connected to one control block, what will happen is your base will run out of power and then all your defenses are gone. I have it set up like this so that if, let's say this base right here drains itself completely of power, I've still got my defenses up. Because those turrets rarely use a lot of power when they're just sitting idle. So they're going to remain at around 20% fuel and stay up and defending my base. So my main base could be down, but they're still functional. So if I all of a sudden get attacked by drones, they could still defend me while I'm busy trying to get my base fueled back up again. Funny how a game like Farmstead 19 attracts so many viewers, but this, which is much more entertaining, gets zipped. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. You know, technically Minecraft had the same issue until, you know, people started discovering it and it took off. So Minecraft kind of had the same issue for a while. But now it's like, it's at the top of the viewer lists and it's remained there for quite a long time. It just requires patience, and eventually this game will get into beta. It will take a while. I mean, the game's in alpha, but, you know, I kind of figured that going into it. It was kind of one of the reasons why I, you know, wanted to support this game as much as I can, because it's the only survival game that actually has, it's the only sandbox building, you know, build your base and vehicle game that has as many survival elements as it does. I mean, it's got radiation, it's got temperature, you have to worry about heat stroke and hypothermia. It's got weather. Not as much weather as I would like, but it has weather. You know, your base gets attacked rather than just roaming mobs that happen to get close enough to your base, like Minecraft does. There we go. Okay, slight deviation from that direction, but same direction. I really wish I could put some mods onto the guns and increase their accuracy, because they do miss like 50% of the time. Which I'm primarily a fan of survival games. Paratech is just other techs, yeah. And and games like Stationeers is all about realism, and so it's not as arcadey. And also, what was it? Oh, Space Engineers was all about building things, and not so much about survival. But this one's kind of trying to be a mixture of survival and building, so I buy good looking alpha games too. Yeah, for an alpha game, this game is pretty good for an alpha game. I mean, normally there's a bit of a confusion when it comes to alpha games, what they are. There's a advertiser's idea of what an alpha game is, and then there's a developer's idea of what an alpha game is. This is closer to a beta than many people think it is, because a beta it's a game that's pretty much playable. It's pretty much playable. It's got a couple of glitches here and there, but it's primarily what the final product is going to play like. But an alpha is not everything has textures, not everything in the game is there yet. It's buggy, it crashes a lot, but it's a proof of concept. That's what an alpha is to a developer. So this game is 1 foot in beta, 1 foot in alpha, but it's still considered by definition an alpha. Now we can survive in style, right? Yeah. Definitely can survive in style. But by, from marketing standpoint, they could throw this into the beta category if they wanted to, but I wouldn't. Oh shoot, we're going the wrong direction. Other way. This stuff here, drop that here. Got some fuel. Drop those into there. Drop that here. Make food real quick. It's not Star Citizen. No. The reason Star Citizen is taking so long is because they put a high bar to, they put a high obstacle for themselves when it comes to making a game. They promised a lot, and that promise is gonna require a lot of time. So I'm not surprised in the least that it's taking so long. Not surprised. Meters, put that in here. But I would very much like to be able to play it once it's, actually, finished. When it's actually finished, I wouldn't mind, playing it, even for a little while, because spaceships. Here. Oh, there we go. Okay, they're full up. Full up, ready to go. For a lot of people, Star Citizen is just like the spiritual successor to Freelancer. If you've ever played Freelancer, Freelancer is an old game. I want to say early 2000s, late 90s game. I played it religiously. I love that game. Should have went with the Elite Dangerous model. Yeah, Elite Dangerous was basically very close to Freelancer. I would consider Elite Dangerous very much a successor to Freelancer. Elite Dangerous plays a lot like it. You go to stations, you go to planets, you gather resources, you do bounty hunting, you do deliveries to where you take cargo from one place to the other. It doesn't have a story mode. Freelancer had story mode. But yeah, Elite Dangerous, if you want to know what Freelancer played like, Elite Dangerous is how it played. Edge up to 18% again. We're going to drop these off. Okay, we're slowly getting ourselves ahead of our fuel. Played the Freelancer for ages. Yes, Freelancer, man. That was for those who played it, loved it. They loved Freelancer. I loved Freelancer. That was a good game. But unfortunately, it was kind of a DOS game. It was kind of a DOS game. Servers are rare to find nowadays, and those that do exist there are very few players, and it requires a little bit of knowledge of computers in order to get that thing up and running. Especially on a modern computer. But man, that game was a lot of fun. I'm an old boomer, just turned 50. Yeah, I'm kind of at that transition point. I'm not exactly, old yet, but I'm also not young either. I find myself in a bit of a, 30s. I'm not exactly a young gun, but I'm not exactly old either. Okay, get ourselves the silicone deposit. Okay. Looking around for any movement. I'm not seeing any spiders. I just don't. I'm a meter and a half off the ground, so it's not like they can hit me, but I just don't like having a bunch of spiders underneath my vehicle, possibly taking out my hover engines. I think we're good. Or if I happen to fall off, I don't want to have a bunch of spiders nicking at my heels. But eventually here, once I feel like it and I can afford it, I'm probably going to make a server for the channel where everyone can kind of just work on giant projects together. I want to be able to make it like a giant city. You see Master Race? Yeah, right? Yeah. A lot of those older games, man. The only way to play it was PC. But I want to be able to make a server eventually where I can have like a giant city where on the starting planet where everyone can go and have like a safe place to kind of get their start. Built my beast workstation. Yeah, I've got a pretty good computer. It's a water cooled i7 with a 1060 graphics card, so I'm able to play most games at max settings, which is nice. but I needed a computer that could play the games I wanted to play and be able to stream at the same time. I'd be down? Yeah. Yeah. I just need to get to a point where I feel like the game is a little bit more stable. Because the game is a little shaky at times. And any shakiness is just multiplied on a server. Unless a modding community all of a sudden rose up around this game and decided to start fixing those problems, which I would be totally on board with, then I'd be willing to make a server sooner. But which I'm surprised that there's not much more of a modding community around this game yet. Because there's a lot of people who are complaining that it's taking so long, but I'm surprised that there's not like a bunch of programmers who decided, you know what, we're gonna help speed this game up a little bit and get involved in fixing a lot of the bugs. They should. Because I'm quite sure, you know, if a programmer came in and started doing that, I'm quite sure the developers would probably buy some of that code straight off of that person. Because they'd be like, well, shoot. You know, we didn't have to spend the manpower to make that change. Here's a wad of cash for your trouble. That's what has done. That's what happened on Minecraft. The horse on Minecraft came from a mod, and the developers of that of the game basically bought that mod off of the developers. Like, here's a bunch of money, and we, you know, incorporate your horse model into the main game, and that's where the horses from Minecraft came from. R7, 32 gigs of RAM, two 1070s, 8 terabytes of storage. Oh my god. Nice. You are feeling cold. But it's right here. Am I within range? Might be. Thank you. Come on. Come on. Okay, 50 degrees. Okay. Want to be here. Oh, shit. That sucks. Well, we're kind of on the ground now. How much do we got? Friends? 360? 360 silicon? I think that should be fine for now. Come back to it later. I love this little vehicle. When it comes to me designing, my business paid for it. Nice. Yeah. When it comes to the vehicles I make in this game, I prefer small and efficient. I like having small, efficient, specialized vehicles. Nothing against people who make jack of all trades vehicles or flying RVs. It's what I call them. A flying RV is a capital ship that pretty much has everything you need in a base on board. Nothing against those vehicles, it's just it gets boring after a while. So I like making smaller, efficient, cheap to make specialized vehicles. That's why, you know, I've got a hovercraft for movement, and I got a hovercraft for harvesting, I got a hovercraft for mining, I've got a hovercraft for combat. I actually have 3 hovercrafts for combat. One for taking out ground troops, and another for assaulting and sitting outside of basically being a forward base outside of a point of interest that I'm attacking and clearing, so that I can come back, heal up, go back in. I've got like 4 different SVs. One for just getting into space. So it's basically the speeder version of an SV. I've got a combat SV called the Fox. I've got a heavy combat SV called the Wolf. I've got a mining warp capable transport SV called the Toad. I have a few different vehicles. Yeah. And then I got I got 2 light transport SVs that are just designed for going long distance warp and basically being a small mini base. And then I got a end game heavy cruiser. We're gonna venture from Eve for my HP drilling platform. Nice, very nice. We gotta drop our water generator. We need water, but we got the silicon now, so do this real quick. Let's make a that and that and that. Adventure, yeah. Good. Okay, so ingots being good, be good. Okay, let's see here. Stats. Actually, I should probably change this to cargo 2 so that all the silicon go back into the same spot. I just want, 100% made product, finished products in this container. All finished products. Well, all finished products in this one, unfinished, and resources put in this one. Wait a minute. Okay. Let's go into let's get on the speeder, and we're gonna go and find water. Right over here. We're gonna make a waypoint for it, so we don't lose track of where our water generators are. Raptors. They only should come out at night, usually. They call it aggressive lizard, but it's a raptor. Eve has to be my favorite sandbox MMO. I tried playing Eve. Man, oh man, that's a high tier game right there. That requires a lot of patience. It's an impressive game. It's very impressive. The fact that game is used by economists as a model is ridiculous. Wow. That'll give us 8 crates, 16 crates. 1 fuel canister will give you 4. 1 fuel canister will give you 4. Okay, words. 1 fuel canister, 1 thing of fuel, 1 unit of fuel will give you 4 crates of water per generator. So I put 2, 1 that's being consumed immediately, and then an extra one, and that will give me 16 crates of water. That's more than enough to be able to get us up and running. 10 accounts. Oh my god, 10 accounts, man. Woo! That's crazy. But so far so good when it comes to our defenses. Our defenses are keeping us safe from the drones. They haven't increased in the number yet. The number of them attacking us. It's pretty much staying steady at 3 drones. Why are you pointing in that direction? Weird. Whoa! So our cannons are facing the opposite direction. What showed up over here? Something showed up over there. Don't know what. Okay. Water crates are being done. We'll just let them go. More of these. Okay, fuel is no longer being a problem. This is good. Good. Yeah, still working. Yeah. Probably gonna have to be preemptive here. Okay, we need stone dust, so let's go grab some stone. Silicon working. Find ourselves some giant rocks. Usually they're found inside of the starter zone. Somewhere. Looking for giant boulders. That's what we're looking for. Giant boulders. Gotta be careful about the raptors. So we're going into unfriendly territory, which is fine. Supposedly unfriendly means that they will not attack us, but okay. And okay. They are not happy. Oh, the longer we stay here, the more they... Oh, okay. That's funny. Yeah, you can see it just... Oh, you can't see it. Down in the corner where the RP is, where XP usually shows up, it's just every second I stay in their territory, my rep just keeps going down. Monday Man would have lots, yeah. Okay, so just being in their territory is going to ruin my reputation with them. So has our reputation changed that much? Still unfriendly. Okay, I don't know at what limit the game will all of a sudden start making it to where we are hostile, or they're hostile to us. Interesting. Okay. Still looking for boulders. I'm gonna try and put off getting hostile with them as long as possible, for the sake of getting my my defenses and other medical supplies stocked up first before I start making enemies with anybody. Boulder King, right? Boulder King. We're getting a lot of trees. And a giant rock somewhere. Interesting. Yeah, that's kind of a big rock, but I need the giant ones, the sizes of buildings. There's one right here. Giant boulder. Nice. 2 of these should be more than enough to be able to get what we need. What server is this? Explain the reputation thing. Never seen it before. We're currently not on a server. This is 9.0 experimental version, single player. And what the reputation thing is now is with the NPC factions. There's now NPC factions in the game. You will, depending on what you do and who you kill and in what territory you're currently in, you will, it will lower or raise your reputations with them. Alpha 9, yeah. Gotta say, the lighting and graphics are amazing. They are, really. And you can do, eventually they're going to have in the PDA missions. So you can do missions with the Polaris, the Talon, which are the villagers, and then Xerox, the ones who were hostile in 8.7. Hostile by default. Right now they're unfriendly. But you can do missions for them and increase their reputation, and then lower the reputation with the Polaris and Talon. So right now there's like 3 factions that you're dealing with. And doing things for one hurts your reputation with the others and stuff like that. So technically, if you want to, you could get friendly with the Xerox. And I don't know what benefits that entails by being friendly with them. But the becoming friendly with the Talon means that they have bazaars. They have marketplaces. And I've only found one trader inside of the marketplace, and apparently you can just buy stuff from them. You can buy stuff from the villages. Or the Talon. Which is pretty sweet, to be honest. It means that I could go and buy, like... I could possibly buy food from them, because that's what they drop when you kill them. When you kill them, they drop food, sprouts, stuff like that. So I'm quite sure that when we're friendly with them, they will start allowing us to buy food from them, which is a huge benefit, especially if you're low on food. You can just buy your food from them, or buy sprouts from them that you don't, you're unlucky enough to not have the materials to make yourself. Because when it comes to a lot of the creation of the worlds, it's all RNG, of course. Another boulder. I need another boulder. Is that another boulder? That's another boulder. Good. We're trying to get stone dust, also known as sand. Careful not to... Ah, shit. Hell, shit. Okay, we're on the ground then. But 2 of the major changes that they have done to the game for version 9 is 1, they've changed it to where how you get attacked. So you get attacked more frequently, and as time goes on, you're supposed to get more and more drones that show up, and eventually ground troops. So having a defense set up, it becomes very, very important. Right now, I think I've kind of overkilled when it comes to the number of turrets I have right now for what I'm getting attacked by, because I'm only getting attacked by maximum. We've only been attacked like 2 times, maybe even 3 times this stream, and at most we've only gotten like 3 drones to attack us. So, and they're all level 1 drones. So we haven't gotten attacked by any ground troops yet. But I want to keep my defenses ahead of that as much as possible. But so far, what we have right now is more than enough to defend us from what we're being attacked by. The other thing that they changed in the game is the inventory system. So the constructors themselves don't have their own inventories anymore. So what you're now able to do is any container on your base or your vehicle or your capital ship, you're able to choose from a pull-down menu where it's pulling from and where it's depositing. Right now I have it, because I'm doing ingots, I've got it pulling from one cargo box and outputting into the same exact cargo box. I can change it to where it's a separate cargo box. So if I'm making ammunition, I could have it output to here. Or if I'm making weapons, I have it output to that one. I also have, you can do that with pretty much anything that constructs. So the food processor, I'm having it input, the input, so what's drawing its materials from is the fridge, and it's inputting to the fridge. You can have it to where you have raw, uncooked stuff in one fridge, and then deposit it into another fridge.
and how far away from your constructor or your food processor that fridge or that container is can be once you could have it the one crate be on one side of the ship, and then on the complete opposite side of the ship have it deposited somewhere else. So essentially, for like a base or a capital ship, you can have a crate designated as this is where all my ore goes to. Like, this is where all my ore goes to. You have a hangar or a docking port where your mining vessels go. It's like, this is where all the ore goes. And you can have a constructor that pulls from that that container, makes ingots, and then deposits it somewhere else where another constructor will be pulling from that container and making all of your bullets, your weapons, your stuff like that. It makes things a lot more organized. So you don't have this giant crate full of miscellaneous stuff and you're just like, I don't know what's in here. And what's really cool is that you can change it on the fly. Right now, I've got it depositing into the same container. As soon as I'm done and I want to start making bullets, I can just change this to a completely different one, which is why you probably want to start naming your crates. You know, going into here, going into devices, going to the cargo boxes, and like naming them, which I think you can kind of do. But yeah, you'd want to probably start naming the cargo boxes to remind yourself what they're all for, especially when you have tons of cargo. So far, this experimental branch, did you find anything game breaking? One thing. One major thing. When it comes to the portal point constructors, you can see I'm making biofuel right now. If you use your tent, if you fall asleep, so if you use a bed or use a tent, while it's still producing fuel, when you wake up, you will get an error. And it will be an error that will continue to persist until you shut your portable constructors off. So you have to hit continue when the error box comes up, because you can't do anything while that box is up. You have to hit continue, go to here, shut them off. You know, hit the little switch up here. And as soon as you shut them all off, you pick them all up, yeah, and then you replace them and you start over again. And that fixes the problem. That's why you haven't seen me sleeping, because I want this fuel production to keep going. As long as you're not sleeping, it's not a problem. But as soon as you go to use a tent or a bed, it causes that error to happen. So most people don't sleep in this game. So most people probably don't even know that that error exists. I was unfortunate to find that out yesterday. So that's pretty much the only error that I know about right now. Currently, right now, I'm just trying to go through the motions, get myself to late game where I'm around level 20, start doing warping around, using larger capital ships, getting used to how the construction works now, and seeing where other issues are. And then once I don't go to sleep, yeah, right, don't sleep. Once I get through where I've spawned in everything, then I'll start figuring out, okay, what needs to be changed with my new, what needs to be changed with all of my new stuff. We're just actually gonna stop that. What are we doing on? I think we could just finish that off. I'm gonna start making some dust here. Once I figured out my suit had a built-in light. Oh yeah, right. What's really funny is that your starting suit, the one you start with, has a light, and all the others have a light, which makes the one that you can build kind of redundant. So it's not exactly, this flashlight is not needed at all, which is kind of sad, but also, oh well. Make some light armor. Make an ore scanner. Probably want to make a sniper rifle. Yeah, let's make a sniper rifle. Make a couple of rounds. But I play hardcore. I play hardcore, which isn't in the game by default. I hope they eventually do add it in by default. But I play hardcore mostly so that gives me extra challenge, but also allows me to test out designs. And then if I die because a particular ship wasn't built for something, or I just don't have a vehicle to take care of a particular situation and I die because of it, then I could go through and redesign ships or make something brand new to solve that problem in later runs. You know, all that stuff about, hotter the fire, the stronger the steel kind of a deal. Okay, light armor. So we need a Loco. Thank you for the follow. Okay, let's see here. We need an armor locker. We can't afford the repair station quite yet, but we got an armor locker now. 4 panels too. We can add more solar panels onto our base. Here. So we need the armor locker too. So far the wireless connection stuff is cool, but it's not exactly fleshed out quite yet. One thing they need to do, I feel, my suggestion for wireless connection is that you're allowed to basically have the wireless connections talk to each other, so you can network vehicles and other bases together, so that you can have separate bases with separate power grids, but they can talk to each other. Heck, it would be pretty cool if they would add something into the game like a satellite dish, so you could have like satellites in orbit that basically allow you to connect a ground base to a space station, or be able to have two bases on opposite sides of a planet that have a networked system to where they can transfer materials without actually having to put them into a ship and move them there. I think medium with hard drone attacks. Play through once. Yeah. Okay, well, that's currently being made. This. Switch this over to the other container. There we go. Well, it's building all those. But it'd be pretty cool to be able to have like satellites in orbit. Orbit. They don't actually orbit, but up in space around the planet, to where you can just slowly network all of your vehicles together to where they just, all your vehicles and all your stations, to where they all share similar inventories, or stuff like that. Think on medium with hard drone attacks till I play through once. Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense. You probably don't want to go straight into absolute hardest difficulty straight away. I didn't go into hard mode until I played like once, twice, I think 3 times on casual, until I got used to how the game plays. Then I went to hard difficulty. And right now, my game is not true hard, 100% hard difficulty. Right now, I've got set up. The only thing that's not on its hardest difficulty is the number of resources I have available to me, because I'm still testing out my designs and I'm not 100% on how expensive they are. But also, I've also got to where blueprints spawn in instantly, rather than having to wait a certain amount of time for it to be built. But other than that, everything else is at its hardest difficulty. So the enemies, you know, how much damage they do, the impact that radiation and heat and cold cause is at its most severe. So if I get hyperthermia, I will feel it immediately. It will become a problem if I'm not too careful. More and more. Also, the number of enemies that are spawning is at its highest. So I'm at, you know, so the number of raptors I'm running into is a lot more frequent. It would be cool if you could put an AI package on bases and vehicles and have a simple scripting language to automate them, have an AI drone war stuff and all that. Yeah, it would be nice to have, like, to be able to build your own drones that kind of patrol your base and clear out small like predators and all that. Or have it to where you have a drones that have a small little inventory on them, and you can have them kind of travel in between your bases and move material back and forth. That'd be cool. Where either it's a drone like the ones that are attacking, or it's a vehicle that you build and then you put the AI block on top of it, and then it turns it into its pretty much its own vehicle that runs around. So I could have this harvester harvesting wood automatically just by putting an AI block onto it, and then off it goes. Finds the nearest wood, harvests it, comes back and deposits it, and then goes off again. That'd be cool. There's a lot that can be done with this game, and if the developers themselves don't add it, I'd be surprised if some sort of modder doesn't add it themselves, which I feel like they should. They should. These ideas are gold for any Nope, we're good. Number 2 would rock. Yeah, it would. Yeah, having the harvester, you know, vehicle automatically going out and grabbing stuff for you. Heck, one thing I wish they would add to the game is like an early game foundry, where you just drop any plant material into it and it makes biofuel for you, rather than having a constructor that you have to click, or having the portable constructor that you click to keep making fuel. It just automatically does it, kind of like the furnace. The furnace basically automatically makes ingots. They need something like that, but for fuel. Then, like you say, have bases and stuff, talk, request mats, and have auto export service. Exactly. We got a sniper rifle up and running. And see a little bit of a distance away. We do have food. Keep eating. Okay. There we go. Now I'm gonna go and grab some ingots and see if we can start adding to the blueprint mat here. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, we got 700. That's more than enough. Okay, 79.
see here. What the? Excuse me. Where's my... What? My stuff is gone. Where'd my ingots go? Ingots are gone. Not here. Not there. Inventory, cargo box, layer. Huh. Okay. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay, that's no good. We lost a ton of ingots. Yeah, we lost like a ton of ingots. That's no good. There it is, okay. That's 180. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Silicon 170. Okay, so that just disappeared. We had a bunch of materials just kind of fade into obscurity. We had just dropped like 300 ingots and they just ended up being gone. Copper ingots, 20 of them. It's gonna take me a while to get used to that. And then we need to grow plots. We have got all of this. Grab all that. Place them in here. Here. We need to go grab the water. And that should allow us to make the purified. And that will make us all the grow plots. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. That was a weird glitch right there. I put like 300 ingots into my inventory and then they just disappeared as soon as I switched out the container to go and drop them into Blueprint. No, you don't. Flipping over is not what you're gonna do. This real quick. Reload. Gotcha. Yeah. Poof. Yeah, poof is right. Just immediately poof. Grab you. Grab you. We're good. Got 16 crates of water. Then there they were gone. Yep. Then they were gone. Oof. Oh well.
Luckily, we had way more than what we need for iron ingots, so... Still kind of hurts seeing 300 ingots just disappear like that. Okay. Get this thing processing, so we need just 9 of these. We're waiting on that. Okay, how are we doing on fuel for the base right now? Let's put a little bit more in here. Go. Okay, so now that that's being made, we have to go and find ourselves a bunch of vegetables. We don't need many. We just need like 8 vegetables, which will allow us to be able to make pumpkins. Pumpkins currently right now in the game are probably the most efficient. Well, they have the highest yield in the game. So 6 yield. So 6 vegetables per plant. All the others are 4 when it comes to their yield. You know, tomato is 3 vegetables. Corn is 4 vegetables. Blue bell pepper is 4 vegetables. So pumpkin is 6. Now, technically, these are faster. That's 29 minutes versus 40 minutes. But this still is, you know, faster. So for 40 minutes, so every 60 minutes, we would get 6. But every 40 minutes, we get 6. So, and it's 1 less plant. This would require 2 plants, that would require 1. Now for this one, 36 minutes, you get 4. If you times that by 2 to get 8, but it would require 30, like, what, about 72 minutes? Yeah. But yeah, this is just faster. Faster, more yield, quicker. Working on that. Once we get all 9 of these, then we will go grab half of this and bring it over into the constructor, and that will make the farm plot. And we need a total of 9 of them. Once we get the farm up and running, then we'll be good on food. Just slowly just dealing with the base materials, base concerns. And then get up to level 10 and get ourselves into space. Then we have to go for the search for cobalt again. Like last time, we get killed. Okay, so we got Protheum right here. Protheum's gonna be nice for all of our tier 2 equipment. Tier 2 drill, multi-turret. We need charges, and the only way to make charges is through Protheum pellets. Unless we're lucky enough to find one in here, but doubt quite heavily. All we need now is to find the Polaris territory around in the planet. One really cool thing about version 9, the 9.0 update, is that they added what's it called? Train of thought. Fuck. Oh, they had the ability to when you go and start a new game, you're allowed to choose the size of the planet you start on. So I chose the largest planet. I was just like, give me a class 4 planet. So this is a very, very large starting planet. Hence why the gravity is 0.96. 96% Earth gravity. There's our ore scanner I had made earlier. How are we doing? 9? Good. Turn you off. Take you up. Drop you into here. Back on. Go to here. Concrete blocks. Nice. There we go. That's really all we're missing right now. Concrete growing plots. Once we get this put into it, we can spawn in the small farm, which the small farm is 9 plots, 3x3 grid area, which has its own oxygen, it has its own power source, and it's got solar panels on it. And that thing, it could run through an entire. You can power it up to like 20% of its fuel, and it will rarely ever have to be refueled again. Just put 20% fuel into that thing and it's just gonna run forever. Which means I'm constantly making food, and I don't have to worry about the power going out and no oxygen being inside the base and having my food production stop. We got 2 of them. Still waiting on it. There's also a little small glitch, but it's more of an annoyance than anything. That progress bar you see going around, sometimes when you go in, go into your constructor, it will show it as completed, but it's not completed. So you have to exit out, go back in, to refresh it. You sometimes have to do it a couple of times in order for that progress bar to actually show up. Yeah. Once we get the farm placed, then we'll go and hunt down some vegetables and start building the sprouts needed to get the farm up and running. Pumpkin farm. Woo! And the cool thing about vegetables is that vegetables can make plant protein, so you can turn vegetables into plant protein, and therefore pretty much takes care of everything else. The only thing we would need then after after this farm is to make another farm, and that makes grain. So we'll have vegetables and grain. Or it's just stopped. Yeah, or the power went out, or you switched it off and it just. If we have vegetables and grain, vegetables will take care of vegetables, plant protein, and the grain will take care of. In fact, vegetables plus plant protein together will make meat. Yeah, kind of weird. So yeah, one plant protein and one vegetable makes meat. And in order to make a burger, you need 1 meat, 1 bread, 1 cheese. And in order to make milk, which turns into cheese, you need plant protein and purified water. So pretty much as long as you have water, vegetables, and grain, pretty much you can make most everything down here. Wheat for plastic too, yeah. Wheat is also used for plastic. Yeah, funny thing about the corn plants. The corn plants make, the wheat plants make grain. Well, wheat plants make grain, and I think, let's see here. Double checking. They might have changed corn to do vegetables instead. Nope, it makes grain. Corn makes grain. Yeah. Logic. But wheat is still better because corn takes 36 minutes, wheat takes 34 minutes to make grain, and they have the same amount of yield. So wheat is the superior option. Only by 2 minutes, though. 2 minutes adds up over an entire playthrough. Okay, that's done. And do this. There we go. Start production. That's done. Okay, so we're going to spawn this thing in. This is the farm. It's a enclosed area that is basically can be put anywhere on any planet. So if I wanted to make them base on the moon and wanted to have farms, I could. And place. A farm. There we go. Farm's up and running. We just need to put some oxygen, which that's easy. We already have water, so we can immediately just make ourselves some oxygen canisters, which we don't need much. Grab half of them. That's here, go into there, make a couple of these. Drones attacking. Now, the reason why this is set up like this is because that thing. We need it. In order for any plants to grow in the game, you have to have 1, oxygen, and 2, a grow light. So the grow light has to be, I think it's like 2 blocks above, well, 3 blocks. A plant can grow like 1 block high, plus you need a spacer, and then the light. So yeah, 2 blocks high. If it's too close or too far away, it won't work. You'll know it's okay when you see the purple light on the blocks. Oxygen, turn that off. Oxygen, go over here. Oxygen in this thing. We're gonna have to go and get vegetables so we can make plants. This all turn oxygen on. Turn on the debug just to make sure. Yep, we're golden. 2, yep, yeah. There we go. Farm up and running. Just need plants for it to grow. Early nighttime. And also a drone attack on its way. Hopefully they attack from a different direction because they've been only attacking from one direction for quite a while now. Which is kind of funny because they're attacking from the direction of where the neutral, the villagers are located. Not from this direction, which is where the hostile territory is. Which is kind of funny. Okay, I'm just gonna hang out, wait for the enemies to show up, and see what what shows up. It might be just 3. It might be 3 drones again. Don't know. Hopefully, it's gonna be quite a few, maybe, possibly. I like the sound of the new sniper rifles. Yeah. Nice and meaty. I like my guns to smell that No? What? Yeah, I like the guns to smell right. No, I like the guns to sound right. I like them to feel like they have a bit of force behind them when they shoot in the games. Okay, which direction are you gonna be coming from? They're level right now. Huh, nearly level 9, so we're like a level away from get to level 10, and then we could get our SV made. Then we can make a trip to the moon. There's a long delay. I get that they have the long delay in so that you can get prepared, but when you've already got your turrets up and running, especially when you get from the early game to the mid game, the wait doesn't have to be as long. Television, yes, television. Where are you at? Granted, that my guns won't fire until they're within like 200 meters from my base, but still, it's kind of still taking them a while. Still taking them a while to get here. Oh yeah, I have a jetpack now. That's right, I've got light armor on there. I have a jetpack. Hello, Mr. Drones. There you are. Where you go? Not seeing anything. Yep. And my render distance is at its maximum, so. So if I can see them, they're within range. Yeah, the game kind of hiccuped, so they should be getting within render range any time now. I think they're... Oh, there they are. Hi! There's the drones. Same exact spot. Seeing if I can hit them with a sniper rifle. Got one. In our expanded version, you won't get a warning unless you have own drones with detectors or a sat network, right? Yeah. Okay, that's one drone. That's two drones, a minigun drone. They're very, very slow for drones. Two more drones. Okay, so we got a total of 3. Any more? Is that it? Not seeing any other movement. Okay. Go out there. Check and see. No ground troops yet. Maybe this is all I'm gonna get. 3 drones for being unfriendly with them. And they seem to be all level 1s. Yeah, level 1, level 1. Level 1, you know. Maybe I actually have to get them into hostile before I'll start getting actually attacked. It seems like they're just probing me. Aliens probing? What? Yeah. Yeah, I think our reputation is actually important. What kind of a reputation we have with... Oh, not that way. This way. That. And do this. All? Go. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Go get some vegetables. We could go and get some over by the wire generators. We need a total of 8 of them. That's enough for 2 plants. 2 crafts of plants, which is a total of 4. A couple. There's one. Not moving. Got one. Over here. Grab you. Yeah, that's 2. Only 3. Here. Over. Oh, that's 5. Some over here. That should be 6 and 7, right? 6 and 7. Yes. One more, and we're good. Number 8. And we're good. Head back. Can't say I'm thinking on Twitch, though. I have to remind myself. This isn't a stream. Not me. Right? Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, it's like when it comes to... I still have difficulty reminding myself that it's just not me, observing this game when it comes to streaming. I gotta remember, technically there's other people in the room and I need to explain what I'm thinking. People can understand where I'm trying to head. Like, why is he doing that? Vegetables, please. Oh, vegetable plants, please. 2 crafts. Yeah, there's a bit of a... Yeah. There's a bit of a glitch when it comes to the construction queue. It's not showing me progress bars right now. My machine's gun. Okay, so we're gonna have to go and make another trip. Actually, I may not have to. You shouldn't have to censor yourself, though. I really don't. I don't censor myself. I swear a lot. Be around here long enough and you'll know I swear quite a bit. Not exactly a family-friendly stream, but I try to keep it relaxed as much as I can, because that's what I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create a place where people can just show up, relax, take a moment. So when I swear, I will swear, and I will not hold back. At times, I could possibly cuss like a sailor. This is an interesting, which is always an interesting term to me, because my grandfather was a sailor. I don't feel like he cussed that often, but when he did, no holding back. Okay, Lance, Lance. Let's see here. Boom, boom. Plant, 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 plant. Then what we can do, once it finishes growing, once this finishes growing, then we'd be able to take the vegetables that is created, some of them, and then immediately turn them into more plants. But 4 plants will just get started. Okay. Pick up fuel being made quite a bit. Now, when it comes to Protheum I try to keep from using as fuel for my bases as much as possible. I try to keep it strictly biofuel. Biofuel just is it's a much more renewable source of fuel than it is for, you know, Protheum, sometimes when it comes to RNG, you just don't get any Protheum fuel, especially on your starter base, on your starter planet. On your starter planet, you might be so unlucky that you don't get any Protheum fuel at all. So when it comes to finding Protheum, you want to turn them into pellets for like your tier 2 drill or your multi-tool. So you invoke the chill vibe, and I tried it. It's kind of like what I look for when I'm relaxing myself. I'm just kind of looking for something to kind of concentrate on. I like to consider my stream kind of like an online bar. I mean, you know, a couple of off-color jokes here and there, lots of swearing. Everyone's kind of just relaxing, having a couple of drinks. If it wasn't for the fact that I had to go work after my stream, I would be drinking too. But and talk way more than me, right? But that's the atmosphere I'm trying to create, is just like online bar kind of a feel, the bar feel. No, I will not break into song and start singing the Cheers theme, where everybody knows you're... Yeah, I'm not. Except for that one time, I won't. This is not Cheers. Yeah, I'm gonna actually hit this thing with a shotgun here. Bam! Boom! Oh, didn't even have meat. Lies. I've been lied to. You're supposed to have food for me when you die. Little insect. Now that I'm using the shotgun more, the spiders and also those little insects are actually a lot easier to deal with. They kind of just die in 1 or 2 hits. Just grabbing a little bit of protein to kind of keep myself alive. Let me in. Okay, drop you, drop you, drop you. Drop you. Turn you on. 3, 4. Okay. See here, let's look. We've got, okay, we got a little bit of iron ore, so we're gonna turn that all into. Let's just get the constructor going and making ourselves more iron ore. So with the vegetable farm that we currently have, we can actually just make steaks. Just make a bunch of steaks. Him, right? And you can one-shot them with the starter shotgun. Yeah. If they're level 1. The game has levels for the mobs now. Level 1s, yeah, 1 hit kills them. If you hit them right. Now, I think the level 3, the levels, I think it increases their health and how much damage they do. I'm not quite sure about that, but I'm assuming that's the case. I haven't had enough time to, take a close look at the things I'm shooting. But if it doesn't increase how much damage they do, it probably will increase their health. And so far, I've only come across like level 1s and 3s for the most part. So. Do this. I gotta fix our. Let's fix the lights a bit here. I want to increase their range. There we go. Because it's pretty dark in here. And the light. There we go. Better. Actually, it looks like I can. It's almost like I can see now. Amazing. Eat. Will get us back up to full energy. There we go. Okay, iron ingots being made. Switch it over to same input. I want to keep these centralized as much as possible. We got plenty of fuel left. There we go. Our transportation. Gotta keep that filled up. Granted, we're probably not gonna ever run out of fuel for that thing because it's extremely efficient. I mean, I was on 3%. Actually, when I first filled it up, it was at like 4%, and I haven't fueled it up very much at all, and it was running around. And in the amount of time I was using it and how often I used it, I only went down by 1%. So. And the thing only has the starter hover engines. So they are hover engines and RCS at the same time. In fact, these hover engines don't require thrusters. All the other hover engines do. These ones don't. So you can essentially just make a hover engine that's just a cockpit, a core, and one hover engine, and it will fly around like crazy. Granted, it'd probably be very unstable and probably roll over, but you could do it. There we go, on the desktop now. Nice. Hey, Digital. Okay. More drones incoming. They're probably going to be coming from that direction again. I hope that's not the case. So far, when it comes to the game, making it to where they show up from different angles, they haven't been doing a very good job right now. Hey, Digital, thank you for the follow. But we're making ingots. Hey! Digital Drive TV, thank you for the host. Welcome to the channel. I primarily play survival games on this channel, but I've been kind of hooked on Empyrion for the past several months now. So when it comes to games that require resource management, weight management, dealing with hot and cold, dealing with, you know, oxygen and, you know, water and stuff like that, and defending yourself against hostile creatures, pretty much that's what I do. The building part of this game is something that I'm still kind of learning, trying to make vehicles that are specialized for like certain things, making vehicles that not only look good but are cheap to make and also well thought out and laid out. I'm getting after 400 hours, I'm getting pretty good at this game. But you know, when it comes to designing things, but I still got a long way to go, I feel. But I like making. But I play in hardcore, which is a rule set. Ow, jerk. Which is not in the game by default, but I've just given myself the rule set of if I die, I start from the very beginning. Yep. Play a little Conan Exiles. Got this 3 days ago. Can't put it down. This is dude, by the way. That's my mobile account. Oh, okay. Yeah, I played Conan Exiles for a little while. I played it all the way up until the point where I had a small base and I had fuel on. I had food. I had food and water on lockdown, and at that point, as soon as I got pretty much established, I didn't feel like going out and just like roaming around and attacking things, because it's just like once I survive, then all that's left is to basically just build larger and larger structures. Now, if the game had like the function where you get your base gets attacked every once in a while, then I probably would. Unless you're playing on multiplayer, then you probably gets attacked all the time. I played on single player. That's probably where my downfall was. I wasn't playing on multiplayer. No, but I normally don't play multiplayer games anyway, so. Making iron ingot. Still making iron ingots. Okay, so our next vehicle, the next thing we need to make, now that we got the farm up and running, the next thing we need to make is we need to get to level 10. We need to get to level 10, and we need to make the our mining hovercraft. And we also have to make the dart, which is there's the mining vehicle. So we need to make this. We need to get to level 10, which we're one level away. We need to make the mining vehicle so we can start getting a ton of ingots. And then we also need to make the dart. I mean the where is it? Yeah, scout ship, dart. We need to make the dart, which is basically, for the most part, a plastic ship. That's what it is. It's a plastic ship. A little bit of iron here and there, but it's basically just a means of getting to space, and getting to space relatively quickly. And then once we make this, then we have to make the code, which is going to allow us to get warp capable and get us to where we can get Saphium, to where we can start making the light transport, which is the mule. So we can make the mule here. And then also be able to make things like the Fox, which is our take out points of interest turrets vehicle. It's a hardened steel flying vehicle that's got two miniguns on the front and 4 missile launcher pods. And it's designed to just take a bunch of rockets and shoot the turrets off of points of interest before we start heading over with our tank and then clear it. And that's when we're getting into like taking on points of interest and getting out of the early game and getting into the mid game. I has planned it out. I definitely have. But I feel once we get through like the mid game, then I'll like go into creative and see if any of my ships or buildings need to be redesigned. I think we'll have enough information to where we can actually do something. Okay, so let's go and get some XP. My base is pretty much set for a while until we get to level 10. That plan, okay. And we're going to be using the minigun on the front of this thing to be able to shoot larger creatures. And in order to not only do that, but also gain some XP, some reputation. Holy crap! Oh god! No way! Surprise! Drones. Oh, that was a surprise. Bunch of drones just hanging out there. I gotta check my, as soon as we get to land, I gotta check my, I gotta check over my vehicle. Okay, we're fine. Making sure no severe damage. But we're good. Only a couple of nicks onto it. I do like the bazaar, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, let's go out into here and we're gonna clear out some dudes. Hi, spider. Yeah, let's get ourselves out into flat ground here. Yeah, we use a shotgun. I got plenty of bullets for it. Hey, spiders, let's go. Don't you run away. Oh, sorry. Dearly hit them. Jerk. Oh god. That was close. Got one. That was 400. Another. 600. There's one more. Oh god, there it is. Jeez. No. Go away. Anything else? Yeah, I'm gonna be doing my hunting over in this this territory in order to make sure that any killing I'm doing is kind of doing double duty. I want to get my reputation up with these guys, so that I can figure out what they sell to see if they're worth it. I think that was all the bodies. Yeah. Yeah, if it's anything that's like close off the that's a little bit bigger than the spiders, then we'll use the minigun attached to the front here, which is actually what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those guys. Level 2, huh? Wow, they got a lot of XP. I mean, they got a lot of health. Reload.
How much XP are you gonna give me? 900. No. $900 is actually not that bad. Way more than what they used to give. In 8.7, they only gave like 700 XP, so they went up a little bit. Probably because it's like a level 2. That might be the case. Okay, so the roaming humanoids are now our friends. Well, they're going to be our friends. Gotta keep that in mind. Gotta be careful with my shots. See if I can hit him. Alien worm. There we go. 1,000. Whoa. Drop 1,000. Probably because they're much more dangerous to vehicles. They spit. Okay. If I horde of spiders, we'll do that. Probably don't have to do much of this. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that we're doing this to one horde of spiders, not 2 groups. Hey, jerks. Damn it. Gotcha. Get wrecked. What's up now? Just shot your buddy. Oh, I shot another one. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Got another. Got you. Gaining reputation by clearing out the pests. I love it. Ooh, got it. That was close. Gotcha. Nice. Level 3 spider. Grabbing the meat. Meat, teeth, and body parts. They're used for medical supplies. So it's not a waste picking them up. Okay. Find ourselves another. Yeah, there's certain okay, apparently they don't seem to want to attack me while I'm on a hovercraft. Yeah, they just kind of walk around. Interesting. Okay, the spiders don't have their AI don't have a response for someone in a hovercraft. And I think if they could to solve that problem, I think the developers should make it to where on harder difficulties, the spiders jump. So make them like jump when they're attacking like a vehicle. Oh shoot, that's okay. They don't like it when we shoot those. Gotcha. Yeah. So we're not allowed to shoot those larger ones. Gotcha. Triceratops are a no-go.
If I were to guess, they're probably like pets or something. Oh, I'm getting RP per shot. Okay, this is one way to rep grind. Okay. I was looking at my RP at the corner, and apparently every time you shoot, a bullet impacts, you gain like 15, between 5 and 15 RP points. Okay. Okay, going over here. So Triceratops are no, do not shoot them. Which is unfortunate because those things, but at 8.7 kind of dropped a lot of XP, but another game that I play, since it's Friday, tomorrow is Saturday. I stream on Saturdays, and I'm going to be playing a game called Scum, which is a very hardcore, ultra difficult survival game. We got gold. Gold is needed for the EVA module. The game plays a lot like games like DayZ or PUBG, but you're having to manage everything. I mean, it's full on manual Samuel. You're managing everything like, you know, you're managing things like your calories, you're managing your vitamins and minerals, you're managing things like your stomach, your colon, your bladder. I mean, the thing is like full on survival game. I was following it for a while, but it recently got released to be played, and I've been playing it on Saturdays. Not only that, but it has zombies and giant robots and a map that's gigantic. And it's a game that is both single player, co-op, and multiplayer. Oh, spiders over there. Let's go over and shoot the spiders. Level 10. And we are ready for space. First and foremost, we gotta get the mining hovercraft up and running so that we can get our materials needed to make the spaceships. Excuse me, thank you. Yeah. Get back home. Oh man, we got lucky. Gold with those rocks is extremely rare. That's extremely rare to find. And luckily, we were able to find one on this playthrough, so we're going to be able to get an EVA module for our suit. And the EVA module, what it does is it increases how much how cold our suit can handle. So we can be in the middle of space and not have to worry about freezing to death. Because up in space, it's like somewhere around negative 120, negative 150, somewhere around there.
Stop hitting things. There we go. Seeing if the drones are still there. Okay. So I'm going to drop gold to there. Drop these into here. Here. Turn this on. A couple of things of meat. Make some gold ingots. I only need one. Or to make the EVA module. Then we'll do the EVA boost. And then we'll put that on board and we'll be good. Then we have to get the materials for the mining hovercraft. Eat. Okay. Let's see, what materials do we need? For mining. Oh. We need 130. So 130 iron. Right out there. I think we have it. Yes, we do. There we go. 130 iron. Get. Okay. Iron 20 copper. Need copper. Yeah. Silicon. That is 60. 70. 70 silk. 70. Silicon. And 4 raw plastic. Just missing copper, so we're gonna have to make a copper run. Copper. Copper. There we go. Once we get that, we never have to worry about getting cold on the planet ever again. unless it's a snow planet. Actually, not a snow planet. Lava planet is the only thing we have to worry about. Planets that are hot. Those hot planets are going to be giving us heat stroke. EVA doesn't account for extreme hot temperatures, just extreme cold temperatures. Once we take care of copper, then it's just gonna, the amount of material we can gather at that point is just going to snowball. Because I can clean out a small deposit like very quickly with this vehicle. I might have enough fuel. Yeah, I'm gonna have enough fuel to fill the vehicle quickly. EVA boost. Grab you. Right here. Nice. EVA boost taken care of. EVA boost is like the only thing that you can actually build when it comes to bonuses, when it comes to these boosts. Everything else you have to find.
you have to go to points of interest and or find or buy. So you either have to go to a vendor and buy it, or find a point of interest when you're raiding it. Okay, let's go and get ourselves some copper. Copper is nearby. We haven't finished it off yet. Just checking to make sure that the drones are not here anymore. Okay. Grabbing copper. But many of the vehicles I'm using can be found on the workshop. So the vehicle that I'm making right now, the speeder, is on the workshop. The toad is on the workshop. The fox and the wolf are on the workshop. The mule, my light transport, both of them are on the workshop. The large capital ship that I'm eventually going to work my way up to is on the workshop, and a couple of buildings. You're more than welcome to go, use them, adapt them, reconfigure them all you want. That's what they're built to do. They're built to be like starting points. Adding more guns or subtracting the existing guns or adding more containers onto them or stuff like that. They're designed to be adaptable depending on the situation. How are we doing? 96. I think we have enough to... Yeah. I think we got enough. Head back. Okay. Drop you off. Here. Bunch of copper ingots. Check our farm, see how it's growing. Okay, it's started. Good. Kind of weird that they're in opposite directions like that. Makes me wonder what got their attention in that direction.
No clue. Let's see here. We get that done. What in our library do we have? Spirit platform. Could probably make a sentry, but we're not getting attacked by ground troops yet. Could make a flak gun. Once we get enough cobalt, we can. Oh, you don't save him. Yeah, for the flak gun, it's part of that. So we're gonna have to make the toad first before we can make flak guns. Flak guns are really nice against flying drones because they fire very fast and they cause a little bit of an explosion on it upon impact. So if the drones are close together, potentially you could hit one shell can hit multiple targets. But you know, they'd have to be pretty clustered for that to work. The only downside is that we have to warp ourselves to the snow planet in order to get ourselves the materials needed to make it. So there's that. Do this real quick. I want to switch that back to same container. There. Here to the factory. There. I can put that back. Wheat. Okay. Get this thing spawned in. Mo. And our mining vessel. Fill all. There we go. Ready to go. So this is going to allow us to be able to go mine out the rest of our deposits here. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to finish them off. Angle this thing down. Hit shift. O. Lock it into place. Start our tunnel. Mining hovercraft is probably one of the hardest things to build in the game because the thrusters, they don't exactly. Well, the mining hover ability kind of is a little glitchy because what the hover engines try to do is they try to stay level with the terrain. So if you're on a hill, it will lean to the left or the right, or up or down, depending on the terrain it's around. And from the looks of things, they've improved them a little bit for the newest update. Because normally I'd be fighting this thing all over the place. One of my engines not turned on. Let me see here. Devices. Thruster engine. On. Yeah, they're on. It just looks like it's off. Let me see here. One side is not turned on. I'm confused.
There's no limit. CPU, no. We have an issue. It looks like it almost looks like one side is not working. Gotta come back to the surface here. I gotta take a look. Let's see here. Why are you no working? Not sure what's going on here. Yeah, because this one should be on. Like if I stand in front of this thing, it should give me... I don't know what's up with that. We'll check. Yeah, one side's only working. What the heck? Confused. Well, yeah, it's not even showing that it's there. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we've got issues with things being spawned in, so I'm gonna have to do something to fix this. Supposed to have 2 thrusters in the back, and it's supposed to have 2 drills. So a portion of the blueprint didn't go up in time. I mean, didn't spawn in correctly. So I'm gonna do this. Yeah, it doesn't even... Technically, they're not even there. That's a problem. And those are. Okay, I'm gonna do something real quick here. I'm gonna try exiting and coming back in and seeing what happens. I try and reload. So that's supposed to be working. Both sides are supposed to be working, not just one side. The maximum number of drills you can have on a HV is 6. So it's not like we're you know, we've got too many. Also, there isn't a limit on the number of thrusters you can have on an HV either. So I'll load it out, load it back in, see if that fixes it. Okay, yep. Turn on. Yep. Yep, okay. We're golden. Yeah, it is a bit of an issue. Let's get ourselves back and lined up here. Oh, there we go. Should speed up now. There we go. Now we're going a lot faster. We're a little bit off, but we're gonna be at the bottom of it, so that's good. Okay, now we're in here. Now we can do this on the free mode. Allow us to kind of just mine out the sides here. Flip over. Only downside is that if you don't get the very top of the first, you can end up pretty much having to mine out the top of it by hand, which is kind of difficult to achieve because it's hard to detect where the very top of the usually where the top of the deposit, which I guess kind of has changed for this version because they seem to have put all the deposits near the surface. Down to 10%. Oh. Okay. Go find the iron, finish that one off. Okay, go over to here, angle ourselves down again. Down we go. A little bit stuck. Oh, there we go. And here comes the rain. Cut that off. Try and get the sides of this. Just getting everything but the tops. Because if I need the resources, you know, just a little bit of resource, I can just come back over here, get the top part of it. But I just want to get the majority of it. Yeah, a lot of my designs, a lot of the hovercraft that I'm using are transferred over from 8.7, so if you're playing on 8.7 and not the experimental version, these will work just fine. You won't have the problems I'm running into.
ourselves back out. Down to 10%. Down to 10%. Good. Less than 10%. Oh, that's a new feature. Normally it just says 10%, but less than 10% left. Approximately 10%. Okay. Okay. Check our chips. Harvesting inventory. 100. Good. We're gonna have to make a trip over and get a bunch of silicon over there. Finish that one off. I'm gonna go and check to make sure we have the resources needed to get our spaceship. I'm gonna get the SV spawned in right now, if I can. Got all that. Drop. Okay, iron and copper. I'm gonna take out the crushed ore because I'm gonna need it for concrete later. This and that. All's loaded up on ingots. Let's see. I feel like that much might get us started on the dart here. Wood planks taken care of. Okay, raw plastic. Enough. We got enough of that. 98 silicon. Not enough. Okay. Raw plastic. We're gonna need to make more plastic. Off. Let that run. Checking volumes. Zone. Okay. I'm doing good. Okay. So we got ourselves ready to get into space. We just need to build need to build our very first SV this run, and then go into space, and then we're gonna go and track down. Well, first we have to make a visit over to the space station that usually is around the admin space station. That's usually around. I don't know if it's going to be in this version, but we're gonna go look for it. If we find it, great. If not, oh well. And then we'll go into the moon and get ourselves cobalt. Unless we find a cobalt asteroid, then we'll just mine that out. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go work. Real life is calling. So thank y'all for hanging out with me. If you're new here, hit that follow button. And if you feel like helping the channel out, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see y'all later. Tomorrow's gonna be scum. If you like hardcore survival games, you want to be around for tomorrow. Anyway, stay live out there. Don't drop your drink. I'll see you later. Bye.